Hi everyone. So the next topic we are going to talk about is delayed transmission and dispersion. So we cannot split this topic delayed transmission and dispersion. Both are actually interrelated. So how it is interrelated we are going to see in this. So light is interacted in different kinds of ways. So as you all know, when you send a light to any kind of material, we already split that kind of material as transparent, translucent and opaque. So some material will absorb, or some material will even reflect it like a glass. Some material will partially allow it. So that's why we classified it as three types. So in addition to that, there are a lot of things is going on when it is interacted with light, so which we cannot actually see. And there are different kinds of mechanism like dispersion, scattering, absorption and polarization, which are all occurring inside material only. So the next we are going to see is how this electromagnetic wave or light, which is affecting a material in the way that the velocity coming out will get delayed. So that's what we are going to see in delayed transmission. So delayed transmission is that there will be a delay in transition, that's it. So as the name depicts, so there will be a electromagnetic wave which is coming in and which hits any kind of material here, and there will be a delay in transition out. So if you compare the time between those two, there will be a delay. So what is happening really inside a material? Why there is a delay in transmission? So transmission in the sense passing of light, getting into it and then coming out is known as transmission, or transmit we say. Okay. So this is an example picture of an atom which is nucleus and which is an electron. I am for a convenient purpose I am putting a single atom. This is not a circle also. And some water picture of atom, so which is the equilibrium picture. So if you put a distance between the nucleus and electron, we call it as d1. Okay. Now there is a light coming in. You can take a green color light or anything. So this is a light which is depicted by h nu. So now what happens is that there will be a creation of dipole here. Creation of dipoles. So this is a picture of one atom. So if you see the entire picture of an material, it have many number of atoms and there will be many number of dipoles. This dipole is not a dipole created throughout the material. Wherever the light rays hitting, that part alone will be created with dipoles, and which is also known as local dipoles. So these are the local dipoles. The local dipoles. So what is meant by dipole? So in the left side picture we saw there is a equilibrium distance between those nucleus and electron, which we call it as d1. So now after receiving the energy, this equilibrium will get disturbed, and if you saw, this atom will be little bit oval shaped. So this is for example purpose only, so that the center of atom actually it should be here has been displaced, and now we call this distance as d2. So this is called as dipoles. So as you all remember from the magnetism, that dipole, which is the separation of opposite poles by some distance, which is called as dipole. So here it has been happened. And what is the reason behind this happening? Because this EM, that is electromagnetic wave, will made up of electrical and also with magnetic waves, right? So electric wave and magnetic wave both are perpendicular. So if we take this as electric vector, that is electric field in an electromagnetic wave, this electric field will disturb this atom. So these are the charges which can be disturbed by the electric field. So this electric field will disturb this atom, so that dipole has been created locally. So now this is one of the process, and there is another process which is excitation, which we are familiar with. So what is excitation? Excitation is that it receives the energy of light which is coming in, and from the ground state it goes to the excited state, which is known as excitation. So from ground state we call it as E0. From ground state it is get excited to E1 state, so by receiving the energy. So this is the second process going on. There are many things will going on when interacting with light. So this is these are the two processes we are given here. We had given here. So first process is creation of dipole. Second process is the excitation. So both is happening simultaneously, or this will happen or this may not get happen in some material, or both will get happen. So that depends on the material. So now this electromagnetic frequency has been utilized for this process, for excitation, for the creation of dipole, and after that, while it getting down, it releases the same frequency of light, whatever it receives. For example, it receives the violet light, and so this again gave the violet as out. So because of this process, there will be a delay in transition or time delay. So this is known as delayed transmission. And how it is connected with dispersion, that's what we are going to see next. So usually, if the frequency of light, such as violet, having more frequency, so violet having high frequency and lower wavelength, high frequency and lower wavelength. If the frequency is high, the refractive index, which you will always depict with mu, is also high. If refractive index is high, the angle, that is theta, will be also high. So you can see it from the picture. So this is the white light coming in, and you can see that there is a greater angle for violet, and there is a shorter angle for red. Why it is happening? Because violet having high frequency and utilized for many things, for creation of dipole and higher energy states, so there will be more delay. If the energy state is high, say for E3 or even E4, So the transmission that is from the ground state to the fourth level, this also takes more time. So it takes more time when compared to the shorter distance v1, right? So higher frequency means higher delay. Higher delay means refractive index will be high. What is meant by refractive index? Refractive index is the ratio between two velocity, that is v1 and v. V is that the velocity of light traveling in vacuum. So we all know the velocity of the light travel which is happening in vacuum. Which is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. And v1 is that when light of any frequency inside the material, inside the material. So the ratio between these two will decide the refractive index. Refractive index is always positive, as normally light will not be accelerated due to the material. So material, by the creation of dipole and excitation, it get delayed and it will not get speed up. So this will be always having a higher number and this will be having a lower number. Or same number. So which will be the positive ratio. So the point is that if the frequency is high, the deviation will also be high, which can be seen from this violet deviation. And for the red, it is low. The deviation angle is low in red and it is high in violet due to the delay in transmission. So that's all for the day. I hope you understand the connectivity between the delayed transmission and the dispersion. Thank you.